Hey everybody, so my name's Cassie. I'm the one that has written the book called Flag Soar and the Hidden Pages. I wanted to start a podcast to kind of give everybody a little bit of detail about what's happened, why I chose to write it, what some of the characters are, kind of go through what their character bios are. So I wrote this book because I am a big fan of Harry Potter and a Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know if you guys know what Full Metal Alchemist is, but it talks about two brothers that their parents died. They try to revive them. They used alchemy, kind of thing, and goes through their story about how they transformed and everything with that, where the younger brother's now in a body armor suit with a soul, but he doesn't have a body, and the older brother is the one that has a metal leg and arm. And so I kind of combined both of them due to the fact that I love both. They're really good. It's very unique. You don't really see a whole lot of witchcraft, wizardry, and alchemy all together. So I thought it'd be interesting to go ahead and do something like that with everything that is going on. Everything is based in today's world. So 2026 is when the school starts. That's when all the magical and non-magical people will actually come together in one. So we call them non-naturals because alchemy is not a natural type of magic. So that's what we call them in this book. You will learn a little bit about Flag Soar. So Flag Soar is the name of the school. So it's Flag Soar Academy of Witchcraft, Wizardry, it's called Flag Soar Academy of Sorcery. My bad. But it's an academy, kind of like a boarding school almost. They have uniforms. They get sorted into their houses with a big tablet that sorts you out. You go in with a white uniform, and it goes into detail how that uniform transforms into what your house colors will be. This school was originally based it's all based in North Carolina. So it was originally back before the 17th century when everything happened. It does talk about a little bit about the Salem witch trials. It kind of goes through that a little bit. That was one of the big history spots in the book. We go through different things with how Harper and Sam, which is her twin brother, how they go through their schooling. Especially with Harper, she is more nervous than Sam is because she knows how everything goes. Everybody loves her dad. Their dad is a very famous beast hunter. Their mother is the headmistress of the school. So it kind of gives you a little idea of how that can be very conflicting, because you don't want to go to a school where your mom or your dad is really part of that school at all, because it's embarrassing to some people, especially when you're coming of age. Then it talks a little bit about their rivals, because they do, like any other school, you do have that one or two people that try to get the best of you. They're a bully. They want you to feel bad about yourself because they went through something as well. So it talks about that. It talks about love interests. It talks about a lot of different things that happens. And I have it based in the U.S. because there is not a book on anything in the U.S. about witchcraft and wizardry. I know that there is Ilvermorny with the Harry Potter world, but nobody's written a book on it. J.K. Rowling hasn't written a book on it. She just gives you details about it. So I wanted to go into a whole different world of it to kind of give people a realistic kind of thing where non-magic and magic folk can actually come together and be all in one. And so this brings everything in. I think a lot of people are going to love this book, and not because I made it, because I know I'm not the best of writers. I never had faith in myself as a writer because I was never good with my thought collection. So in high school, I stayed and talked to a teacher one time, and she was the one that actually got me into a little bit more of writing, because she said that even though my writing was good, I just had to throw my thoughts down and kind of rearrange it. Just in case there's some people out there that has the same thing, like, you can put everything down, but it's not in the correct order. You just got to go back and reread it and fix it and kind of make it more into the order that it needs to be in. Because even though you don't write good like that, like everybody else that could put all their write in detailed order, you can still do that. You just have to take your time with it. And that's the way I was. So I never really had the faith of it. And then now my son, who is 15 going on 16 this year, he is struggling with his art. He loves to draw. He loves to do all of that. But the one thing that's getting him is he thinks it needs to be perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect in your eyes. That's what we keep telling him. You have to think of the eye of the beholder. The other person that is looking at it is going to enjoy it more than what you're going to enjoy it, because you're doing what you love, and somebody else will find what your stuff is, and they're going to love it. So I'm trying to show him, even though I never had the big faith of it or anything with writing. So trying to show him that you can do anything as long as you put your mind to it. It doesn't matter if you're ADHD. It doesn't matter if you have anxiety or bipolar or anything. As long as you have a mindset on something that you really like to do, and it's something within your thing that you can do. So anything with art, if you wanted to go and further your education to do something better with your life, you always have that chance to do it. And I don't want somebody to go, oh, I can't, because that's not the case. You can always go out and do it. Everything that you can put your mind to is worth trying, even if it's to help you in the long run better yourself. Like right now, I'm a medical assistant. I didn't go for my doctor's degree. I didn't want the extra schooling. I have really bad test anxiety. I couldn't do that much in schooling, but I did like helping people, so I went into nursing part of it. Now, looking back, yeah, that's not always the best of decisions, going, oh, I can't do that, because the more you put I can't in your head is the more it's going to be you can't. And we need to have some people to have faith in themselves. I went and did medical assisting. I love my jobs. I do. I really do. And like my job right now, I work at an OB office, and I just do the phlebotomy part of it. And I love phlebotomy. Never thought I would. Never thought I would even have that talent to do it. But it was one of those hidden talents I didn't know I have. And I enjoy every bit of it. And I didn't think I'd enjoy writing, but here I am. I've wrote one book, and I've got several concepts going. I'm on the second book right now of this one, and to be honest, the name of it's going to be Flaxora and the Broken Bonds. Kind of get you guys a little idea of what that second book's going to be out for. And it's not going to be out immediately this year, because I did just put this book out, the first one, Flaxora and the Hidden Pages, out in December of 2025, so it's fairly new. So this one's not going to be out until probably December of 2026, maybe January 2027, just depending on how everything looks, of course. So I'm sorry if it sounds like scattered thoughts. I am driving home from work. It's been one of those really long days. We didn't have a lot of people coming through, and just trying to, gather thoughts, try to get this podcast going, try to get people to come read my book. A little bit more about the book, though. So Harper does end up having one friend that goes to the same school as her that switches as well. So you meet her, you have some funny times with Sam and Harper kind of picking on each other a little bit. You find out her love interest. You find out that they don't have trains. Everything right now is going to be the Ubers, because that's the main thing that you see in 2026 now, is a lot of people do Ubers, and theirs are flying Ubers. So it's kind of, it's like the flying cars to get to places, because they're on a top of a mountain, so it takes a little bit longer for anything to get up there anyway, so it's easier just to kind of fly there. And so it talks a little bit about that. It talks about the sorting ceremony. It will talk to you about some of their classes, how everybody, how Sam, Harper, and their love interests are, how they've met, everything like that. They all do become close friends. So it's one of those really unique things that you don't really hear a lot with, especially when they're coming of age. You find out with Harper, she does start her period. She is 11 years old, and about 10, 11 years old, girls do kind of start going through that part of their life and stages and stuff. And so it talks about that, and how her mom made a potion to help with cramps, and so the way she can kind of still go into school and not have to worry about missing too much because she's having really bad cramps. She's, going through her monthly stuff for it all. I'm trying to think, try not to give away anything. It kind of talks a little bit about Sam and what he does during school times as well, because he is more outgoing than what Harper is. Harper just sits back, studies all the time, has really good grades, doesn't really want to make friends at first because she doesn't feel like people are going to be there for her friend due to her dad. So Sam is the complete opposite. He's out there and he's like, yeah, my dad's Ezra Scott. He's the best person, kind of brags about him. He will get autographs for anybody that wants it. He sets up meetings for people if they wanted it. Harper doesn't like that attention, of course. And so he's out there partying because, every school has a little bit of a party kind of style. You see that. He gets himself into some trouble, of course. All boys kind of go out and do their own little thing, get in trouble, which is not that big of a deal. At the end of the book, you really get to find out what he does, and how it affects Harper. Not only does it affect Harper, but it also affects their dad. So they have to figure out how they're going to fix all of that by the end of the book. And then it actually starts the second book with how they fix it and what's going to happen with it. And so it's very interesting to kind of go through their first year, how they get through it all and make sure that, they get their studies down. They can still do everything that they want to do and still be able to make friends, and how they go on with their life throughout that. Excuse me, I'm very sorry. So if you guys ever have any questions that you want me to do a podcast on, send them to me. I do have an author email. It is Cassie, CASSIE T Thompson @yahoo.com. Send me the emails. I will definitely be able to make sure that I answer all of your guys' questions. If you want me to start sending out emails with like a weekly newsletter or a monthly newsletter, kind of giving you updates about the books, what's coming up, like if I'm doing book signings, if I'm gonna be in your area or anything like that, like any events that could be happening with us doing all this, send me an email. I will be more than happy to start doing all that, sending out those kind of emails. I do I do try to make sure everybody is in the loop on everything. Right now, as we don't have have more family and friends that are on my list, because not very many people are sharing anything, liking a lot of things. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. I have Threads. I've got a TikTok. I got Lemon8 now as well. So there's multiple different platforms that I'm on. You can send me messages through there as well. You can ask me any question. I'm very open about everything. Mainly about the book, please. I do have 2 kids, and they both are my pride and joy with my husband. They're my everything, of course. So what I'm do here is my side part, and I love both jobs that I do have. I love being with my kids. I love being with my husband. I love doing all that stuff. Hopefully you guys will want to actually start looking into this book, and then hopefully you'll love it and you'll want to read the next one. You can find my book on Amazon right now and Barnes & Noble. If you do ebooks, they both have ebooks on there. Just the ebook on Amazon will have a different cover, and then I have it on Apple Books. I can't remember what it is for Google, but whatever Google has as well for their ebooks, I do have it on there. So you guys can definitely come check it out, read it, let me know what you like, what you don't like about it. I found out that my husband read it and seen some spelling errors, and that was my fault because I did not have nobody editing. I've self-published due to the fact that we didn't have the money. I mean, I've got 2 kids, 3 going on 4 and 15 going on 16. It's been a crazy little hectic thing, so trying to make sure they have everything they need while doing all this. It's been quite a bit. That's why it's taken me so long to do what I've done so far. I can even go in more detail about why my kids are as such a big age gap. I can have a whole podcast about that if you guys want to know more about it, because it was a big thing that happened between the 2. And I mean, yeah, it was one of those things that we were very upset with, but we've come to terms with it. It don't bother me and my husband as much anymore. Still slightly hurts, of course, but I mean, it's going to a little bit, but we've came to terms with everything, of course. And like I said, if you really want to know more about it, I can definitely 100% put a podcast on that. You guys just let me know. I do have a Flaxora page on Facebook. If you want to come join my group, definitely come join it. It's got a lot about the character bios, which I'm gonna try to post out a character bio at least once a day until I get most of my characters out there. So you'll meet more about Harper and Sam. You'll meet a little bit more about Alex and Skylar and Melina and Ezra and Addison. All of them will all have different things that's going to happen with them. So you can always listen every day. It might be every day. It might be every week. Not sure just yet. It's just going to depend on my time and how much I'm doing throughout the day. I know sometimes the stress of a normal daily day life is going to be there too. We just replaced our back window and our front windshield as well, because we had something happen to the front window that we don't even know what technically happened with it, but it happened around the same time as the back window, which my husband took my daughter to her doctor's appointment, and when he shut the door after he got her in the car, the whole back glass shattered, and we had to deal with that in the insurance company, and they're wanting to kind of fight back on stuff, you know. Some things are just more stressful on certain days, so we'll just see how it goes. And if you guys really like this, please let me know. I'm more than welcome to have somebody come on the podcast with me, like kind of do an interview type of thing on the podcast, and we can talk and go over the book. If you guys got book groups, definitely reach out and put it on there. Stuff like that, kind of get you, kind of get it going, kind of read it, follow along with everything, especially if you love the witchcraft and wizardry stuff. If you love alchemy, definitely reach out and get this book for sure. If you need any, if you want to kind of make a suggestion about what the next books should have in it, you can always send me suggestions as well. That's always an option that I have. I'm very much open to suggestions and feedbacks as well. So you can find one review of my book on Goodreads. If you guys know if you guys ever heard of it, they like the book as well. That was actually a mix-up because there's another author called Cassie Thompson as well. So they kind of got mixed up with her books and my books, and I let her know that wasn't my book, that was the other ones, and that I'm very sorry for the mix-up. And they I told them about my book and stuff, and they read it and they reviewed it. That was my first review of my book, and it was a nice review for it. You guys can also do the same thing on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Once you read it, just drop a rating on it and tell people what you liked about it. Now, if you didn't like it, you can also put that on there too, so people kind of can look at the reviews and see what it looks like and figure out if they think it would be good to read. This first book is going to be the shortest book of them all, and I'm very sorry because I didn't realize how thin it's going to be. So it was one of those things that I thought it would have been a little bit thicker of a book. So you can always come check it out. It is one of my first things that I've done in a long time. So thank you for coming out and listening. I know I've rambled on for over 20 minutes. I'm very sorry. If you I don't know what all to talk about right now. I'm trying to get my book out there and everything. But if, like I said, just email me or hit me up on one of the socials, and we can definitely talk and try to get something more going. I can answer questions, go in detail about more stuff. I'm not going to read the book. I'm not going to go in detail about the book. I will let you guys know that right now. Not until the book gets out a little bit more where people are actually reading it and buying the copy of it, because once I get all of that, then most people are going to know what the book's about and what it's going to do, and I will always put a spoiler thing on the front of it and let you guys know before you get on here saying that there's a spoiler in here, just because I know some people don't like listening to spoilers. Definitely let me know. We can definitely get some stuff going for you guys. Once I do get all these books out, I will be making a special edition of every book. I will even have a special box collector's edition as well, where you can buy them all in one big bulk. I haven't designed any of that stuff yet, but I do plan on doing that eventually. And I also do plan on doing some merchandise as well. So I know I'm going to do shirts, possibly hats. I'm not exactly sure what all just yet. We can do keychains and different things. You guys just let me know what you guys like to do, what you guys like to see for merchandise as well, because it will let me know what I need to do in the future with all of that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this very long ramble about my book. Again, I'm very sorry for that. I was just coming off work and calming down for the day kind of thing, not knowing what to say on this podcast. But hopefully everybody enjoys it, and you guys come find me on some of my social media, and we can talk there, and I will make a list of different things that I can talk about on a podcast. The reason I do it while I'm driving today is because I know my daughter it's going to be all over me when I first get home, because I mean, like I said, she is 3 going on 4. She is very much a mama's girl right now, so she does kind of, you know, she wants mama when I first get home. She likes to tell me about her day because she's in preschool. She likes to show me what she's done and what she's eaten. Pretty much anything that she's doing, she likes to tell me about it, even though I can see her doing it. Love her to death. Love both of my kids to death. So thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I know I said that like 3 or 4 times. I'm very sorry. Scattered brain. And come back and listen for some more. We'll be trying to do it at least once a week, if not more. Just be paying attention to it. I know this is on Spotify, so I don't know if they send like a notification when I post on there, if you guys do that. So please just listen and come to my podcast. Watch the socials to see what's going on with the books and see what the progress is. And I will catch you guys whenever the next time I post a video or post on my socials. Thank you.